What's up guys, this is Chris here, and today we've got something pretty special for you. Today we've got an AR that, man, I can't wait to shoot. We are going to go over the V7's Sovereign, I guess I'll call it. It's actually a collaboration between Taran Butler, you know, the guy who owns Taran Tactical, famous shooter, John Wick's trainer, and V7's, who also collaborated with the John Wick ARs. V7's and Taran work together a lot, and they've done that again here with this gun. Now this gun is supposed to be kind of a 14.5 competition rifle, very similar to the gun from John Wick 2, not only in parts, but idea, except this one's even lighter and supposedly even faster. So more of an upgrade on John Wick's gun, and I was pretty jacked to see it because I didn't even get to shoot the first one. It would make a pretty good plinking rifle already, but as far as most defensive applications, having a 4-chamber break, it's gonna be very loud. So keep that in mind. So we've got the 4-chamber break, which is made of titanium, on a full fluted barrel with a mid-length gas block or mid-length gas tube and a low pro gas block. Then we also have a low pro ultralight, or sorry, Hyperlight V7's AR rail there. It's a M-LOK rail made of, I believe, either magnesium or a very ultralight aluminum, but it's one of the lightest, if not the lightest rail in the market. I actually run the aluminum versions of these on a lot of my ARs, which is one of the reasons why I was attracted to this. I actually use a lot of V7 stuff on my own guns. So I did contact V7 and they did send us this, but that obviously won't change the review at all, so keep that in mind. Now we have the V7's upper and lower, ultralight. We have a Geisley trigger, which is pretty awesome. And then we have a extended 45-degree safety, which is pretty amazing as well. We also have the extended V7's charging handle there with the V7's titanium coated, or titanium nitride coated lightweight bolt carrier group there. Can't get much better than that. Not only is it gold, but it's slick, it's easy to clean, it's lightweight, so it should have really low recoil. Capped off with V7's enhanced buffer tube system. Now I haven't shot this yet, but they are a very high-end company, Taran Tactical and V7's are, so I expect nothing but the absolute best from this rifle. So hopefully we get some superior speed, some superior accuracy, and reliability today. That being said, I don't know if it has a break-in process or anything, but I suppose we'll find out. But I'm very excited for this gun. Not only is it like 5 pounds, it's very, very light, but it's supposed to have low recoil, and it has ambi controls, and it has one of the slickest coatings and looks to it I've ever seen with the billet aluminum upper and lower, looking pretty slick there. So I'm very happy so far. I did change one thing. I did change the grip because I hate the Hogue grips that come with it, but Taran likes those. This is straight out of Taran's mind. So I'm interested to shoot this and see what comes out of a like 15-time 3-gun champion's idea. So let's try this guy and find out. But before we do that, I want to mention my page supporters. Thank you guys very much. It's because of you we get cool guns like this and ammo on the channel. So if you want to support the channel, that's the best way to do it. We try to give you guys the most honest and independent gun content on the internet, and if you appreciate that, that's the best way to support us. Also, there's a link to a local shelter in Ames, Iowa. It's the YSS. Those kids could really use your help. I'd really appreciate it if you would go down and donate to those kids. The link's in the description as well. So we'll take this out, we'll zero this, maybe get some groups out of it, shoot it fast up close with some frangible if we'll run that, but if not, we're just gonna shoot the crap out of it today. All right, so we'll just zero it a little bit here. That might take a little while, and then do some action stuff. Try the trigger out and everything. Quite the break, huh?
Yeah.
think those last 3 are all in the bowl. I'm gonna pop a couple more. I don't have the best rest right now. I should have a rear bag, but I'm just using my hand and bag support. Sometimes you don't have all the best stuff. And when you're zeroing, you should probably shoot prone. You should probably have rear support, especially if you're gonna keep the gun and use it for something serious. We're just kind of range plinking today, so I'm just gonna get it close. I shoot a lot, so I can kind of make things work. And yeah, so far it's been working out. I think I got a group down there about like that, so we'll take a look. All right, so that was my third to last group there. And you can see that is not a big group. Probably, you know, 3/4 of an inch, something like that. These squares are 1 inch. So do the math, 1/2 inch. And then that was my second one right there. And then this was my third, I think. I think this was it right here. I saw them kind of all 4 of them patterned in the bowl. So I think we're definitely good with that.
That's impressive.
All right, so I suppose we got her zeroed now. We'll just play around with it for about 55 yards and we'll just barricade it a little bit and...
Whoa. Woo! Oh my. That's the dueling tree. Oh.
Well, the tricky part was to shoot it in between the poppers.
Yeah, oh my god.
It's really easy to hit the dueling tree from here.
That was badass.
Well, this is gonna go quick.
A little tactical barbecue shooting.
You never know when you need to shoot off a tactical barbecue.
Ouch.
Huh. Woo!
Hot?
I tell you one thing, yeah, it's about pretty close to 100 degrees out here today, and we're 100 in now, and that barrel and hand guard is so hot I can barely even touch it. We're gonna have to get a glove here in a minute, and not a Trojan. All right, now we're gonna go up close, shoot this MAGA frangible. Hopefully it runs. If you're unfamiliar with how frangible works, it's usually some sort of non-lead or metallic round inside a regular casing. In this case, it's plastic. These are from Polyfrange. They're usually lower powdered. You know, they're usually lower powered. So sometimes they don't run ARs and stuff like that unless you have an adjustable gas block. But it's a cool way to shoot steel up close without getting so much frag and ruining your target. So let's try it out. All right, so now we'll try to John Wick it up close a little bit. For some reason, John Wick doesn't like to shoot far away. I remember in the first movie, it's like, man, why don't you just shoot that asshole from the rooftop instead of going in there, but it is what it is. Hey, they say you can't CQB with a 6-power scope, but I just did. This fucker is fast, and it's light too. I mean, it's sub 5 pounds, probably 6.5 with that Collis. I put the Collis K6i on there. It's one of the lightest scopes on the market. And this thing is so light and so easy. I mean, man, this is a fun gun. So, how did it do? Well, not so bad. I have to admit, I'm extremely impressed so far. The brake is very, very effective in both the noise and blast coming back at you and in recoil reduction. The gun is super, super fast, super easy to shoot, super light recoil. The gun itself is ultra light as well. As I mentioned before, it's like 5 pounds, like barely over 5 pounds. It's one of the lightest rifles that you'll ever see. V7s, that's kind of what they do. They do high performance, very low weight ARs, very similar to like 2A armament. And they do an amazing job here, obviously. We shot the first 120, I think, 120 or 130. 30, that was frangible. And a lot of times it doesn't run in guns. It ran in this just fine. It locked back even. Ambi controls were great. Trigger's phenomenal. Safety's phenomenal. I like how it's bigger on the strong side and weaker, or smaller on the weak side. The magwell is flared as well. And the gun looks super sexy. I really like this charging handle. Now, I wouldn't like this charging handle if I was using this as like a backpacker gun or I was carrying this motherfucker all day, just because this is gonna poke into your side real bad. But in use as far as competition, holy crap, this is awesome. It's just a big, huge lever you can grab onto, and it works super well. Now the benefit of that is if you shoot a lot of competitions, a lot of times you end up loading or unloading on the clock, which is something that you might not experience in like the tactical or self-defense world. You know, if you're gonna be in engagement, your gun's sure to be loaded, ready to go. But in the competition world, a lot of times you do have to unload or you have to load at the start, in which case enlarged controls are a huge benefit, and sometimes can be a detriment in tactical or a home defense style situation. So keep that in mind, that this is geared more toward competition and plinking, but if somebody broke in your house and you had this, they would not be very happy about it. I can promise you that. Now, even though things are geared toward more competition or geared more toward self-defense, it doesn't mean they can't work in either. A great shooter can use a stock Glock in competition, and a good competition shooter can defend his home with a competition AR with no problem. It's gonna be loud, but hey, maybe that'll help. Maybe they'll get scared from that. Just keep some electronic ear probe by the gun and make sure you don't have little kids in the house. Yeah, the mid-length gas system helped to reduce the recoil. The brake helped to reduce the recoil. The rail was ultra light. It allows you a ton of spots to put stuff, although we didn't. We should have put some freaking hand guards on there, I can tell you that, because it's super hot today. I'm sweating my balls off, and the rifle was extremely hot. Not just by the gas block where I generally hold it, but it was hot pretty much everywhere, just simply because the black gun, it's bright sun, it is what it is. A lot of times, like if you're gonna be in an arid environment like the desert or something like that, black guns, they do get warm. The ScalarWorks mount on here worked great, kind of keeps my head high, which I like a lot. The Magpul stock is all right, or sorry, this is a BCM stock, my bad. Oops, I called it a Magpul stock to begin with. BCM stock, which makes sense, I guess, because BCM works with Terran Tactical as well. It worked all right. I prefer the bigger version. I actually usually use the bigger version of this stock, but it was pretty good. The enlightened buffer tube and all this stuff, nothing came off, everything held great. And you do have all these titanium parts on here that makes this gun super light, which is why I imagine this gun's very expensive. I don't know though, because I don't have a price. You're gonna have to contact V7 as far as that goes. They're not even on their website. This is just Terran's build, and they wanted to ask me if I wanted to try it, and I absolutely did, because I've never got my hands on the John Wick gun. So is it worth it? Probably. If you're into an ultralight competition rifle or just a competition rifle, because it has no recoil, and that's usually why you want something heavy. Other than that, you want something real light so you can carry it with one hand. You know, in competition, you end up running with one hand a lot and shit like that, and you end up getting in weird positions, weird spots, and it's always better to have a lighter rifle so you're not fatigued all day by holding the damn thing. But yeah, very, very fantastic. I imagine super expensive because I've done a lot of different stuff with V7s, and none of it's ever cheap, but it's always super high quality, and in this case, so is this. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please help out your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.